Hello again everyone and welcome back to Skyrim. We are here now in Whiterun and we have came back to retrieve Janassa as she was briefly dismissed after our sacrifice in the last episode.
We're one of the same kind.
So, consider yourself hired.
Chosen wisely. Lead on and I shall follow.
That cost me money, that did. Do you not have the stuff anymore that I gave you?
If that is what you wish.
Oh no, she does. She does. She just doesn't seem to want to wear it.
Lead on then. And what might you, if that is what you if that is
do
what
I need to give her something to make her wear it, or is she already wearing? I don't know. I'll just leave it to it.
Hello, friend. Take a look.
Let's buy some stuff so we got some more gold to use. Scale boots, sapphire necklace, expert robes of destruction, get rid of them. Blade of sacrifice. Loads of arrows we have, of course, as is per usual. Don't need that. Nope. Nope, nope. Just a lot of stuff here which we just will probably never use, you know? We don't block at all, so yeah. I think that will do for us for now.
Thank you very much for your business.
Right, so now we need to figure out what we want to do next. Obviously, Knife Point Ridge is where Boethia directed us. However, that is all the way on the bottom, southwest of the map. So I don't think we're desperate to go there just yet. So let's have a little look at our quests again. So we have Morvenskar, which is... Wait, what? Why do we have to go to Morvenskar? Look for Sam. Oh. We'll go back there then, I suppose? If we go to Windhelm. I'm quite confused now, I must admit. I mean, obviously this quest with Sam and the big night out, etc., where we woke up in a town all the way on the other end of the map, that is obviously a quest that we've kind of dipped in and out of, as opposed to focusing on consistently, which may have made me lose track of everything. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, I'm confused to how we've been to Morvenskar without... Oh, for the love of fuck. Fucking Frost Dragon. Right, everyone get ready. Okay, not gonna lie, that didn't go too well. So we're back here now. That went pretty much as bad as anyone could probably expect. Right, let's just try and refocus here. Let's use Marked for Death instead of Ice Form, because Ice Form is almost definitely not going to work on the dragon. We'll equip our bone arrows. Since obviously this is a high-powered enemy at this point. I'm guessing the dragon's just going to appear again at any point. We probably can use the NPCs in this area to kind of distract the dragon, at least. Huh. I was gonna say the dragons just decided not to show up, but no, it's right there. It's there. Is that a different kind of dragon? It's just a regular dragon now, apparently. Okay, that might actually be better. Right, come on, dragon. The NPCs are seemingly ready to fight. Well, some of them are anyway. We can probably shoot the dragon out of the sky if we're accurate. Oh my god, the trading Khajiits are fighting. Right, we've got this guy, I think. We should have this guy. Hold on a minute. Here we go. I can't see what's happening, but I'm going to assume it's pretty devastating right now. Yeah, I'm on the dragon's head, and there we go. The knife's been plunged. Right. Let me just get the dragon stuff off of him. Take my bow and arrows back, and that is us done. And we'll take our dragon's sword as well. Fabulous.
I welcome you, friend. Take a look.
Take a look. So again, the Khajiits don't really sell too much interesting stuff. Gonna get rid of all my dragon items quickly. Now I can just sell all my gems, really, because I don't really think we have much else to sell.
In all my years, I have never seen such a thing.
Right. Now that is that. Now hopefully we can actually carry on back to Morvenska in relative safety. I hope. That dragon was definitely considerably easier than the frost dragon, though, so I'm kind of glad that that one was swapped out. A frost dragon would make much more sense in this climate, but hey ho. You will not see me complaining at all. Yeah, I think I'm just going to fast shove my way up there because there doesn't seem to be anything around it of any particular interest. Right, okay, so there is enemies here as well. So why is Sam here then, if there's... I don't know. Questions. Oh, we have set off traps. Let's just maneuver our way around them. Janasa's just going to plow right through them, apparently. Oh, Janasa's actually put a helmet on now as well, which is good. Oh, these mages. I think these guys might be mages, you know. One down. Yeah, these guys are mages. Another one down. Apprentice Fire Mage. Ah, she's not too tough. Probably. There we go. Oh, high elf. Hey, that's all of our. That's all of the elf blood harvested now. Fantastic. It's a good job that I actually decided to try and loot them because I was tempted to just ignore them briefly there, but thankfully no. We actually do have our blood now. So we just need to take them all to Septimus and, well, I don't know if we have an option to potentially betray him and favour. Is it more like Baal who gave us that quest, or? Oh no! It's Hermaeus Mora, isn't it? It's Hermaeus Mora. I'm sure it is. So we need to, right. We have been in here, haven't we? Yeah. Okay. So what? Potentially the enemies may have respawned in here, if the ones outside have as well. So we'll just prepare ourselves. Like, is Sam actually here? Right, no one step on any pressure plates. Okay, we're fine. Janassa, please watch your step, thank God. Yeah, all these chests have been looted as well, so we clearly have already been in here. Why do I feel like I'm gonna walk into a dead body? Oh no, we are not walking into a dead body. To Misty Grove. What is this? Okay, let's go to this Misty Grove. What in the hell is going on here? I mean, I'm not kidding. This is a beautiful location. It looks really nice. But what? Oh. It's Sam.
You're here. I was beginning to think you might not make it.
It was quite a trip. Where are we?
I thought you might not remember your first trip here. You had a big night. I think you've definitely earned the staff.
I have all the things needed to repair it.
Oh, the Hagraven feather and so on. You can throw all those out. You see, I really just needed something to encourage you to go out into the world and spread
It's
merriment.
Sanguine!
Yes?
Why'd you choose me?
Let's be honest here. I don't always think my decisions through. But you're going places. Maybe a little influence from your old Uncle Sanguine could help adjust your course a bit.
I suppose Sam Guiven actually kind of makes sense.
I am Sanguine, Daedric Prince of Debauchery. I know. How could I lie to you? Well, how could I trust you until we've shared a few drinks? But it wasn't long before I realized you'd make a more interesting bearer of my not-quite-holy staff than this waste of flesh.
Sanguine Rose added. Thanks, I guess.
My pleasure. But I think it's time for you to go. No fun keeping you locked up in here with the staff.
Okay. Achievement unlocked Daedric Influence. Where are we now? Daedric Influence is acquire a Daedric artifact. So that was the first one we've ever actually gotten. So the Sanguine Rose summons a Dremora for 60 seconds. That's actually kinda helpful. We could actually use that in a way, you know? Also, we are back in Whiterun as well. Fab. Okay then, so that's that. I'm tempted to use it. Because we could use it to summon help. I don't know how effective the Dremoras are going to be, but... Right, so we have the Archmage back in the College of Winterhold. That was our excavation quest. The Sea Stallion. Search for information on the Sea Stallion is here. The Sky Temple ruins, I found the body of a mage who was attempting to obtain 3 sigil stones to restore magical items. However, I need a special ring to summon the necessary Daedra, which the mage accidentally shipped away on a cargo ship called the Sea Stallion. I need to visit the East Empire Company and find more information about where the cargo ship was headed. Okay, in that case, let's go back to Windhelm. I'm trying to stay around Windhelm for the most of the quests we're doing now, but obviously there are exceptions. I'm definitely going to test out that Dremora summoner in the next battle I get into, just to see how effective and hardy the Dremora actually are. Because, obviously, a lot of the summons that we've kind of dabbled with have been a bit... Yeah... They've been a bit useless. Because a lot of the enemies hit like a ton of bricks and the summons have next to no health, they do tend to get pretty much blasted. Right, let's find this Sea Stallion then, if we can. Oh, I thought for a second that the Sampire Company is going to be locked, but it's not. Oh, okay. Loss of the Sea Stallion. Authors, the new route you suggested may help us avoid the pirates, but not the storms. The Sea Stallion now lies at the bottom of Pilgrim's Trench. That's where it was! and its cargo along with it. If I ever find that charlatan of a priest we paid to bless the ships, I'm going to rip the amulet of Kinnereth off his neck and strangle him with it. So we need to retrieve the ring from Pilgrim's Trench. Lovely! So where is Pilgrim's Trench? It's not far, is it? I don't think. At least I thought it wasn't. I might be wrong.
You're that.
Okay, it is actually kind of a way. In a sense. So... let's go to Winterhold, and let's wander over there, I think. While we're here, we may as well,
Wisdom to you, friend.
we'll check the inn, see if there's anything in there first. Just about quests and rumours and whatnot.
If you've business with the college,
Nope.
welcome to stay. It's where most of our business is.
Okay,
I have a lot of respect for the restorations.
there was a shop here, but I'm not exactly sure where it was. Baron's oddments.
I'll sell. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasure.
Yeah, you
Some may call
don't
this
really
junk.
have much at
Me,
all, do you?
I call them treasures.
You have very little. But still, here you are.
Oh, a bit of this and a bit of that.
I love how all merchants have essentially the same lines, but just said in different voices and accents. Yeah, okay.
Aye.
Right, let's go to this trench then. And hopefully we'll be able to grab this ring. I don't... do we have any more water breathing potions? I think we used them all, didn't we? Yeah, we used them all. So we need to hope that this ring isn't too far down or too inaccessible. Otherwise, we might struggle to actually get it. So let's just keep our fingers crossed here. What a view this is, by the way. And yeah, we kind of fell. What's going on here? Are these guys okay? Oh, they're just hunting. Okay, that's fine. They're hunting while running away from a frost troll, I noticed. If I use Sanguine Rose and I summon a Dramora Kinreeve. Let's see how effective this Dramora is. Ooh. I tell you what, he's a bit of a beast, isn't he? Ooh, we can make use of him. If we have both him and Janassa, Jesus, we might actually be onto something here. Yeah. Oh. I feel like the Dramora Kinreeve would make serious light work of these wolves. Oh, we lost our Dramora friend. However, it matters not. Yeah, I definitely want to keep the Sanguine Rose, you know. I'm probably gonna forget about it at some point. However, if we can make effective use of it, it's going to make a massive help in some fights, I think. Because it obviously doesn't go down easy either, which is an even better thing. It's quite hardy. Right, this is Hawker Central. We know that for a fact. Hopefully we don't run into too many. Okay, let's hope our navigational skills are up to scratch here, because this might be quite tough to retrieve. Yeah, it's quite a way. Can we get on this ice, or is this just sort of oh no, we can. It is right in the middle of this whole like lake, though, isn't it? So we kind of use like land as a safe haven. Oh, okay. We can kind of just go from here. So if we save the game where we are, we'll make a proper save, and we're just gonna go for it, I suppose. Wish us luck. We'll kind of get right above it, and then just go down, I think would be the best way of doing it, right? Okay, we can see it. We can definitely see it. Sovereign Band. Magic regenerates 10% faster, increases your magic by 50 points. That's a nice ring, that. And Master Alan's last words. Right. Come on. Come on. Whew. So now we need to summon the Dremora from some location. Okay, what's the Master Alan's last words? If you're reading this, it means I'm dead. A face I'm sure brings a smile to your face. If you're standing on your head anywhere, otherwise it would just be a frown. We can't have that. That would be far too predictable. For who doesn't appreciate a little chaos? Maybe I'll finish this sentence by saying, Flying Hawkerloaf, hopefully now your frowns are facing the right direction. After all, neither rhyme nor reason has a home here. Fire is water, up is down, right is wrong, death is life. And so, like Dalek to Lorith before me, I speak to you now, dear apprentice, from inside this box. A wise sage might caution you to be careful when you follow my path, lest you end up in the same place, but I've never claimed to be wise. To me, death is yet another adventure, another possibility to explore. The same should be true of your life. That's a very weird and poignant note, that. Okay. We got a book from it as well, didn't we? I'm sure we did. Final Lesson, that was the one. One Final Lesson by Aegorith Goth. It is time for you to leave your apprenticeship here, said the great sage to his students, Taksim and Vongoldak. So soon, cried Vongoldak, for it had been but a few years since the training began. Are we such poor pupils? We have learned much for you, master, but you have no more to teach us, Taksim asked. You have told us so many tales of great enchanters of the past. Can't we continue to learn until we have reached some level of their power? I have one last story for you, smiled the great sage. Many thousands of years ago, long before the Cyrodiilic dynasty of Raman, and even long before the Septim dynasty ruled Tamriel, and before there was a Mages Guild, and when the land called Morrowind was known as Resdain, and the land of Elsewhere was called Anaquina and Palatine, and the only law of the land was the cruel ways of the Elysian doctrines of Marok, there lived a hermetic enchanter named Dalak who had two apprentices, Uthrak and Lorith. Uthrak and Lorith were remarkable students, both equally assiduous in their learning, the pride of their master. Both excelled at the arts of the cauldron, mirror castings, the infusion of spiritas and demundus, and the weaving of air and fire. Dalak was very fond of his boys, and they of him. On a springtide morn, Dalak received a message from another enchanter named Piethil, who lived deep in the forests of the Colovian heartland. You must remember that in the dark days of the First Era, mages were solitary practitioners, with the only organised consortium being the Sidrics of Artaeum. Away from the island, mages seldom saw one another and even more rarely corresponded. Thus, when Dalek received Piethil's letter, he gave it his great attention. Piethil was greatly aged, and he had found the peace of his isolation threatened by the Elysian reform. He feared for his life, knowing that the fanatical priests and their warriors were close at hand. Dalek brought his students to him. It will be an arduous and perilous journey to the Clovian Estates, one that I would fear partaking even in my youth, Dalek said. My heart trembles to send youth too far to Deathil's cave, but I know that he's a great and benevolent enchanter, and his light must continue to burn in the heart of the continent if we are to survive these dark nights. Uthrak and Lorith pled with their teacher not to order them to go to Deathil. It was not the priests and warriors of the Elysian reform they feared, but they knew their master was aged and infirm and could not protect himself if the reform moved further westward. Finally, he relented and allowed that one would stay with him and the other would journey forth to Clovian Estates. He would let them decide which of them would go. The lads debated and discussed, fought and compromised, and at last elected to let fate make the choice. They threw lots and Lorith came up short. He left early the next morning, miserable and filled with fear. For a month and a day, he tramped through the forest into the midst of the Clovian Estates, though through some planning, some skill, and much assistance for sympathetic peasants, he managed to avoid the ever-tightening circle of the Elysian reform by crossing through unclaimed mountain passes and hidden bogs. When at last he found the dark caverns where Dalek had told him to search for Deathil, it was still many hours before he could find the enchanter's lair. No one appeared to be there. Lorith searched through the laboratory of ancient tombs, cauldrons, and crystalline flutes, herbs kept alive by the glow of mystic circles, strange liquids, and gases caught in transparent membranes. At last he found Deathil, or so he presumed. The desiccated shell on the floor of the study, clutching tools of enchantment, scarcely seemed human. Lorith decided that he could do nothing further for the mage and began at once the journey back to his true master Dalek and his friend Uthrak. The armies of the Reform had moved quickly since he passed. After more than one close near encounter, the young enchanter realised that he was trapped on all sides. The only retreat that was possible was back in the caves of Deathil. The first thing to be done, Lorith saw, was to find a means to keep the army from finding the laboratory. That, he found, was what Deathil himself had been trying to do, but by a simple error even an apprentice enchanter could recognise, he had only succeeded in destroying himself. Lorith was able to take what he had learned from Dalek and apply it to Deathil's enchantments quite successfully. The laboratory was never found or even detected by the Reform. Much time passed. In the 483rd of the First Era, the great Aidan Direni won many battles against the Elysian Horde, and many passages and routes that had once been closed were now open. Lorith, now no longer young, was able to return to Dalek. When at last he found his way to his master's old hovel, he saw candles of morning lit in all the trees surrounding. Even before he knocked on the door and met his old fellow student Uthrak, Lorith knew that Dalek had died. It was only a few months ago, said Uthrak after embracing his friend. He talked of you every day of every year you were away. Somehow he knew that you had not preceded him to the world beyond. He told me that you would come back. The grey-haired men sat before the fire and reminisced of the old days. The sad truth was that they both discovered how different they had become. Uthrak spoke of carrying on the master's work while Lorith described his new discoveries. They left one another that day, each shaking his head, destined to never see one another again. In the years ahead, before they left the mortal world to join their great teacher Dalek, they both achieved their desires. Uthrak went on to become respected, if minor, enchanter in the service of Clan Direni. Lorith took the skills he had learned on his own and used them to fashion the Balak Therm, the Staff of Chaos. My boys, the lesson is you have to learn from a teacher to avoid those small but essential errors that claim the life of such self-taught enchanters as Deathil. And yet, the only way to become truly great is to try all the possibilities on your own. That was a really nice read. I actually enjoyed that. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Right, so I think on that note, guys, we're going to end this episode here, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have, then please do like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I shall catch you all on the next episode of Skyrim. Thanks again, guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.